This is gonna be a quick video showing my dominating blow summoner, how it works, my gear. Many people have been asking about my gear and how I do maps and stuff like that. So I'm just gonna show my gear. Very basic gear, nothing currency heavy, very easy to get and run through a map. So let's start. First, my helmet. You gotta use a +2 minions helmet. Mine is pretty terrible, but I'm a big fan of rarity, so that's what I use. You can get a better one. You can get one just like this for like 1 chaos. Really cheap. My shield also very cheap, very bad shield, I would say. No resistances, just a lot of life due to the strength and some block, which is, you know, always useful. My chest armor. This is a 75 astral. It's not really rolled, so the rolls on it are pretty terrible. You don't need to get an astral. You can use one, but it's not necessary. You can get a cheaper 5-link. You gotta use a 5-link, so keep that in mind. My ring, terrible ring. Nothing special again. Some intelligence, some strength, a lot of life. You don't need the mana regeneration. I just have it because I used it before. I didn't replace my gear pretty much since week 1 of the release, so nothing special there. Same with this ring. Again, I'm a big fan of rarity. For some reason it has accuracy. You don't really need accuracy since you're using resolute technique, but you know, it has rarity, so I like that. Some resistances, so it's cool. My weapon, nothing special. Pretty cheap weapon. You can get a weapon like this for probably like 5 chaos now. I honestly got it for 10 chaos, but that was 3 weeks ago, so the price has dramatically changed. My gloves, I'll be honest, pretty awesome gloves, just because they have mana leech, triple resist, some life. It's pretty good. You can still get gloves like this for about, I don't know, like 20 chaos. I was lucky enough to find them. Really good belt. This one I found myself as well. Really good for the build. You can, you know, all of the items are showcased in the build. So what stats you need on a belt, everything's shown in the build. You don't really need the armor, but you might as well get it. You should be getting armor over anything else, but it's not that big of a deal. If you get a lot of armor, that's really good. If you don't, it's still okay. You can rely on your granites and your huge mana pool and regeneration. Last item, boots. Terrible boots. I got them on day 1 of release. Never bothered to upgrade the movement speed, which is a mistake. You should be getting boots with 15% movement speed. It really helps, I'll be honest. Playing this character now, it's pretty slow, but, you know, gets the job done. Typical Quicksilver, nothing special. Typical Granite, nothing special. 1 minion recovery flask. I prefer to have it. It's sometimes useful if you're against like a reflect mob. It really helps. The heal really helps with the burst of the reflect on your mobs. Dispels shock, dispels bleeding. I think you always need one of those. Of course, resistances are max. They're overcapped. They're not really capped right now because I'm not using my purity since I'm in town. But yeah, let's get a map. I'm gonna roll any map. Let's say like a reef 68 map right in the middle. The build has no problems with doing higher level maps, just because the stronger the mobs in the map, the easier it is for you to kill them. So, well, it's harder for you to kill them, but as you get more mobs, the damage doubles because you have so many minion nodes. The damage of your dominating blow of minions doubles, and the mobs in the map just get overrun. I'm just gonna alk the map so everyone sees that I can do any kind of map. I mean, okay, this is a pretty easy map. Let's not do this one, but just because it's super easy. But let's say a bog, a level 70 map, should be a little bit harder. Should get And again, we get like really easy mods. I want to get something difficult, damn it. Let's say a villa. Do I have anything better? Like a spider force. Oh, there we go, Strand. That's a really straightforward map. Come on. Oh my god. Give me something difficult. What is this? Graveyard. Graveyard's work. Something difficult. Minus max. Added fire. Chilled ground. It's kinda annoying, but doesn't matter. Again, for some people, a difficult map. Minus 15 max and extra fire. Most people pretty scared of maps like this. We start off with getting our minions. You can get some minions from a different act, just so it's easier for you to get the evangelists in Merciless. I typically just go for the guys in Merciless because I don't really, it's a little bit faster. Sorry about my cat, by the way. It's always like this. She's always shouting. I don't know why, but she's always doing it. Okay. I use Vitality and Purity. I recommend this to anyone. You don't have to use Hatred. I recommend it, but you can also use Haste. Basic idea is just to get some mobs, pull out some mobs in here, kill some stuff. Again, we don't rely on our single target deeps, we don't rely on our melee weapon, we rely on our minions. So as soon as this guy dies, we should be more than good to go. There we go. Now it's just a matter of getting more and more and more. Get some zombies. I get 7 zombies, that's what I recommend in my build. You can of course go the other side of the build, but for me, this is best. 2 of them, we need 3. And again, as you saw, this was a random instance, nothing difficult, nothing easy, just a regular random instance, nothing special about it. 2 zombies, let's get 1 more zombie and then go do the map. Mana is kind of a problem when you're starting off, just because you gotta get the minions. But as soon as you get 7 zombies, as soon as you pop your hatred, you're good to go. Again, map mods, pretty difficult, pretty annoying. Chilled ground, it is quite annoying with the build because it slows you down and you can't really get to the mobs as fast. But it's not that big of a deal. Unless you're doing like temporal chains and chilled ground, but still this build performs a lot better than other builds with temporal chains. Just because oh, for some reason we're super laggy. Just because your minions don't get affected by curses. That's one of the biggest things about this build. Your minions do not get affected by many map mods, which makes it quite amazing. Now it's just a matter of getting some minions. As you can see, everything pretty much dies on its own. 7 zombies, now we just gotta pop hatred. This is a blue pack. They're getting dispatched quite fast. Pop the hatred. Now it's just a matter of getting more minions. Basically running through everything. It's a huge pack size. But yeah, you get the idea. Many people have been asking if you should be leveling with this build. I answered in my Q&A because it's a common question, but many people still don't recognize that it's the boss. They just stand at the boss, scratch our head, do whatever. Many people don't recognize that you can't really level with this build. This build only starts working around level 60. You can kinda do it at level 50, but it's kinda messy. Corrupting blood. Terrible, terrible mob. This is also difficult. Many people do it at level 60, many people do it at level 50. I think it's best to do it level 60, honestly. Don't do it before that. Oh, GCP. Don't do it before that for sure. Leveling with your zombies is not the best idea. I recommend using something like Spectral Throw just because it needs a cheap weapon. You get a cheap weapon, you get some cheap weapons, you level up with them and you're all set. You don't need no damage nodes, you don't need anything for it. You just get life and move around your build. You just move around your build, make sure you can get these nodes at the right time, these nodes, and of course these nodes, so you can just start off by, as I said, as I recommended in the build, you should be starting with Marauder. I started with Scion. In hindsight, that was a mistake, but the build wasn't made. I didn't have much time to prepare the build. It wasn't supposed to be a dominating blow summoner build. It was supposed to be a pure summoner, and I only had 5 minutes before the release to actually make a build, so that's why I made a Scion and not a Marauder. Yeah, nothing much we should be doing. There's nothing much we can do really. Just get our minions. Make sure you always have as many as possible. Right now I'm kinda taking it easy, just because we have time. I'm actually thinking about making this 2 separate videos. We shall see how long it actually takes to clear this map. And then we go with Drywoods. Pretty amazing map. Actually don't think I've done Drywoods, like my own Drywoods on this character. But yeah, you go around the build, get all of these nodes, make sure you get this as fast as possible. And this circle is really good. Make sure you get Resolute Technique. It's really good for leveling, it's really good in general. With this build, it's especially good because you're not gonna have a lot of dexterity. Dexterity is kind of a problem, but not really. You can just get some basic gear and you should be all set. What else is there to talk about? That's pretty much it. As I said, you always should be getting as many minions as possible. A good idea with this build also, if you see your minions are getting stuck, just teleport them in, just run in. See, the minions get teleported in, and it's far easier for them to kill stuff that's around them. If you do that, especially in maps with like tight corridors, stuff like that, like wall pyramids. Anything that's really close quarters, because your minions will get stuck. It's way easier to do open area maps, but of course no maps are undoable. Some maps just slow you down, but there's nothing that can harm you. As you can see, I just popped some potions. The life regen is more than enough to sustain your survivability. Lots of blue packs, lots of, for some people, difficult mobs. For you, it's basically just food. Not much to it. Rely on your granite, rely on the stuff that you get, like the auras from mobs and all of that. I didn't find any good mobs in this map, but keep in mind, if you get like a difficult mob, let's say a Storm Herald, something that's really scary for some people, if you get that, it's only buffing you, honestly, because it shouldn't be too difficult to kill it just because you have so many minions. Worst case scenario, your minions are gonna die, he's gonna die too, you're gonna get him. But, you know, that shouldn't happen. I haven't had my minions die in a long time. I think the last time where my minions actually died, like I lost all my minions, was in a shipyard or some kind of difficult map like that. But it's easier to solo, kind of, because if the mobs have too much health, then if the enemy mobs have too much health, then you have trouble sustaining the life of your minions, or having your minions stay alive. Just clearing up. I think I answered all of the questions honestly in the topic. If you still have questions, just come on the stream, ask in the topic. I should be able to reply. Most of the questions are in the Q&A. If you have any questions that haven't been answered, post them. I'll reply. Give me that. I need that chromatic. I'll reply as fast as possible. And if it's a good question, I'll probably put it into the Q&A, just because it should be helpful to some other people. I might be doing a like a leveling guide for this build, because some people really have trouble leveling. As I said before, I don't recommend using this build before level 50-60, but still some people try to do it. It's, you know, it's not good, but I'm gonna do like a play-by-play with all of the skill points, just so people realize how easy it is to get, what points you can miss at lower levels, what your skill tree should be looking like around level 60. This is not really a finished build. Even with my level 89, it's not really a finished build. You can of course get some more life here. You can get this. Stuff like that. It's not really big for you. It's helpful, but it's not big. I went for the life here. It doesn't really matter that much. It's just because you kind of have to get these notes, so your dominating blow minions last a little bit longer, or quite a bit longer. Honestly, it really helps. And this is just pretty good notes. I mean, there's not much else you can take, so you just take advantage of the amount of points you have. And yeah, that's pretty much it. Stop by the stream, comment, follow, you know, all that kind of good stuff. Maybe I'll be able to help you out. I have a pretty regular stream, at least 10 hours a day, every day.
What's up?
So yeah, thanks and see ya.